In this section here, we're going to be talking about complex numbers. And I'm here to tell you, if you've never seen this before, this is definitely going to be a different concept. And the previous sections we've worked with, we were in the real number system, and denoted as R here. The complex number systems is an extension of the real numbers. And here's a reason why we had to extend the real numbers. Take, for example, this equation right here. Well, there isn't a number that we can plug in for x that gives us out -1. In other words, two numbers multiplied together, well, I guess they're the same number multiplied together, that gives us -1. There are no numbers that come from the real number system that can do that. And so we extended the real number system and we added the complex numbers to it. And what I can plug in now into x is this thing called I. Right, it's the letter I, and if we square I, we get -1. Yeah. If I square root both sides, I is equal to the square root of -1. So now if we get negatives under the radical, we'll know how to handle them. Okay, we'll know how to handle this. So here's an example. The square root of -81. Well, there isn't a real number that we can square root. Okay, a negative real number that we can square root. But I can break this up. This could be considered to be -1 times 81. And of course, we can break this up as the square root of 1 times the square root, that's square root of -1 times square root of 81. Okay, properties of the radicals there. You can break that up. Now, what did I say the square root of -1 was? It's I. And the square root of 81 is 9. However, we would normally write it like this, 9i. That's more the standard form there. Okay, so the square root of -81 is 9i. I know it sounds strange, but that's what it is. Okay, let's look at another one. If I had, for example, negative square root of -121, this is negative square root. Now I'm going to break this up as -1 times times 121. Okay, I'm not going to always break this up. I'm just doing this here in the beginning. But so we know what this is. This is I, and the square root of 121 is 11. But we want to write it in this standard form, -11i. Okay. All right. Let's look at another one here. How about if I had not done that? Okay. Negative square root of -20. So this is negative square root of -1 times the square root of 20. Now we can break this up. Now, okay, negative square root of -1 is I. Let's just get that out of the way. We can break this up as 4 times 5. And of course the square root of 4 is 2, and we can't break that down anymore. And the standard form would be -2i, and we'd write the radical over on the right hand side of the I right there. Okay, on the right hand side. Alright. Let's see, 3 square root of -48. So this is going to end up being 3 square roots of -1 times the square root of 48. I'll just write it down here, bring it down, 3i, and 48 can be written as the square root of 2 to the 4th times 3. Okay, which is 3i, and the square root of 2 to the 4th is 12.